So, a couple of summers back, me and my wife bought our daughter a bike, and she loves riding it. Um, but she's not exactly crushing it out there. It's funny. Her favorite Encanto character is Louisa, the strong one. But pedaling, that's her kryptonite. Um, and the training wheels aren't making anything any easier either. Like they add so much friction and falling. That's a whole another story. Like it's strange seeing this otherwise brave little girl so afraid of taking a tumble. So I've tried to do the whole dad thing, suggesting, hey, we can take the training wheels off, maybe. But you know what? She's still having fun with them on. Um, and that got me thinking about something entirely different. Um, so in my classroom, I have this poster. Um, it shows a boat and it says, "A smooth sea never made a skilled sailor." And as a gamer and a teacher, I've always lived by that. It's basically gaming's version of get good, or like don't be a cheater, loser. Um, but then I met this game called Returnal. Now, Returnal I had seen it was a PS4 exclusive for a long time, and I'd watched this really cool video on how Returnal is hell, or it was awesome. And like I learned that when the ending happens, the actual ending, and it starts a new game plus. Anyway, so I I was super excited when it came to PC. It was like love at first sight. Like I didn't like I played it and I just had this new graphics card and it was super cool and I didn't mind dying because every single time I died there was like at least like an audio log or I got a new weapon or I discovered like the ability to teleport. So I was getting that whole like cool like Metrovania vibe like because I was like learning new stuff. And I was like, there was anyway. But then I, but then I started dying, and I know I just mentioned that I didn't mind dying, but then I started dying like really quickly, from certain areas, and I kind of like learned to avoid like there's these yellow star rooms. I started avoiding them entirely. Like, nope, I go into those and there's those flying things. Nah, nah, no, f that. And then there's these lights, these ones with these green lights that go down, and they heal the bad guys, and I'm like, oh, screw that, like there's no way. Um, and then there are these fallen scouts, and you can avenge them, and it gives you this like resource thing that you can spend, and I kept dying over and over and over and over and over again, and I know that's the point of Returnal. I don't know if you've played Returnal, but that's the point of it. You die over and over and over again. So I got. So my wife started giving me these looks, like the ones that, like I wasn't even enjoying the lore anymore. Like I really wanted that hook shot from Biome 2, like because like it led you to get to these spots that made it easier. And then I was like, man, if I got the hook shot, then I could beat Frike, like if he's the first boss. And that's like completely the wrong way to think. Like, oh, if only I had this thing from a later level, I could beat the boss in the first level. Like, it doesn't work that way. So I did what any reasonable person would do. I fired up Cheat Engine and made myself invincible. And suddenly I was unstoppable. Those scary rooms with the green stuff, not scary anymore. Um, Frike, please, he was easy to beat. The second boss, child's play. But then something happened. See, while I was playing this game, I was also watching like a ton of YouTube videos, like trying to like learn. I even remapped my controller because of some video that I watched. Because I was trying, I was trying desperately to do whatever I could to give myself some sort of advantage. And in one of the videos, the person says he's like trying to explain how you get past the first biome, which I did through making myself invincible. He said, "Well, most people can't even get past the first biome." And something inside me snapped because I am not most people. I'm Carl freaking Gamer, former Prince of Persia world champion, former. So there I was doing this ridiculous save file deletion dance. You see, you have to turn off your internet. You have to delete your save file. You have to start the game with the internet turned off so that you create a saved file on your system. Then you have to turn on the internet. Then you have to exit out of the game, turn on the internet, and then go back into the game. Then tell Steam, F the cloud save. I want to use the one on my computer. You have to do all of that because Returnal doesn't have a simple just restart option. At least not the one that I know of. And so there I was. Me and Celine. Celine's the hero of Returnal. There I was, me and Celine, fresh off of Helios. Helios is Celine's ship. So there I was. There we were. Me and Celine, fresh off of Helios, looking at the wild planet of Atropos. Atropos is the planet that you crash land on us. Okay, so there I was, me and Celine, fresh off of Helios, looking at the wild planet of Atropos for the first time, for the second first time, and then something impossible happened. Without invincibility, without weapon upgrades, without anything, I cleared the first two bosses. First try, no deaths. And even while I was doing it, I'm like, what's going on here? Like, this doesn't make sense. Like, why am I I'm kicking butt. Like, why? And I think that if I were a really profound video essayist or something like that, I'd be like, you see, um, the cheating that I performed echoed through my new save, the same way that the astronaut was haunting Celine, or something like that. But I think that maybe a simpler statement would be that I unlearned fear. You see those green light rooms? Well, I mean, it turns out that you can just shoot the glowing green orb thingy. Like, who knew? And so um, maybe training wheels aren't the perfect way to learn to ride a bike. Like maybe balance bikes are better, but sometimes you need that safety net, not to avoid learning, but to learn without fear. Look, this isn't about how I cheated at Returnal. It's about learning, unlearning in that weird space between assistance and achievement. And it's about when cheating isn't really cheating at all. And maybe, just maybe, it's about letting my daughter keep her training wheels on until she's ready, because sometimes the scenic route is the right route. I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, tell me in the description. Am I a big cheater pants? Like, is Carl Jobs gonna do a video about me? Like, hello, you legends. Let me tell you about how Curl Gamer is a real POS for cheating at Returnal. Or, or am I all right? Like, or do I have a point? Like, like, despite the fact that it's a completely new save, I feel almost like I have an unfair advantage because I cheated. But I, oh, anyway, I don't know. You tell me.